up, and it is scored!
For three. Got it!
With the shot, it's in!
Lights out! Good night! Goodbye!
And that's it! Marshfield wins!
It's a great serve.
Another one drop!
And the Rams drop one first here in the Super Bowl!
Woof, nice.
Kick on the field, and it is
Scored! It is scored!
MCM coverage of MHS Sports is proudly presented by Biviano General Contracting. Biviano General Contracting is Marshfield's leading custom modular house builder. Modular building saves time and money. Only 8 to 12 weeks for the entire build, saving up to 25% of the cost compared to traditional building. We also offer custom deck building, kitchen and bathroom remodels, additions, and house elevations. More information can be found at bivianocontracting.com. Repel Pest Solutions. Repel Pest Solutions is a full-service pest control company protecting residential and commercial properties from nuisance pests that carry germs and diseases. They are a small, family-run business from Marshfield, licensed, insured, competitively priced. We work to understand your needs and offer an integrated pest solution that's environmentally friendly. Don't be afraid to bug us. Road to Responsibility. Founded in 1988, Road to Responsibility's mission is to provide the means, the opportunity, and the support necessary to allow citizens with disabilities to take their place as productive members of the community. We are committed to providing all individuals with opportunities to truly live in the community. Through our services, we are proud to enrich and improve the lives of every individual, one person at a time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Marshfield High School here inside of the Robert E. Keuther Gymnasium. I'm Tyler Pinero. Joined with me is Ben Wilson here in Marshfield High. We got a good game tonight. We have the Marshfield Rams taking on the Lakers of Silver Lake. Ben, what are you looking for in this matchup tonight?
Well, I'm looking for some heavy Marshfield offense here, Tyler, and defense, too. I think the Rams can easily take the win here against the Lakers, especially since the Lakers are only 1-8, only winning one game, and that was to Bridgewater, and they're currently on a 5-game losing streak, so I think this is a big game for Marshfield to shine, especially Dan Padden, who put up 28 points in the 70-61 victory over Whitman-Hanson on January 9th. Definitely looking to have a bounce-back game because in the last game, he didn't do too well against Hanover, so I think he's looking to have a big game here for the Rams.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say nobody on Marshfield played well against Hanover, to say the least. But like you're saying, Silver Lake only win is to East Bridgewater. East Bridgewater, definitely not one of, the higher-ranked schools in the Massachusetts area. Coming off a loss to Quincy, we know Quincy's a tough team. So I'm curious to see if the Lakers have some fire in them tonight, if they want to, bounce back and get back in the win column. So same starters for the Rams are out there, as you saw last game. As the tip goes right to Noah Feldman and gets right to business, puts the layup over Moda. Noah Feldman very quickly gets 2 points in 6 seconds. Now the Rams looking like they're going to come out in a man-to-man. Patton blitzes the screen. Ball up top to Lostrom, the sophomore superstar. Tries to get past Feldman. Feldman played great defense on Lostrom. Forces the miss. Now Patton has it. Patton up to McCabe. Marshfield didn't even dribble the ball that possession and got 2 more points as Ryan McCabe leaked loose for the layup.
Yeah, you mentioned Jake Lofstrom, Tyler. He had 16 points in that 80-57 loss against Quincy, as I mentioned on the pregame show. He's definitely the key player here for the Lakers.
As there's McCabe getting his hands in the cookie jar again as he gets the steal. Ball kicked off of Belzaire, but Feldman ended up with it. Feldman goes inside, gets fouled, and he's headed to the free throw line for 2.
The Rams definitely agitated about that loss at Hanover, and they're taking it out right here on the Lakers in the early moments of this game here, Tyler.
Absolutely. Looks like they're playing fast. They're just trying to get as many steals as possible. Reaching in a lot, which, it hurt Patton last time, but right now it's working out for him pretty well. First shot for Feldman is up. This one's no good. Noah Feldman continuing his free throw line struggles that we saw last game.
Noah Feldman, another guy that wants to bounce back from that loss at Hanover. He had 17 points in that game against Whitman-Hanson on January 9th. He wants to bounce back from that loss at Hanover.
Second shot. Now Rams out in that full court man-to-man press as Patton chases Moda up the sideline. This is Moda, the senior. Moda tries to get by Patton. Session there with the help. Moda picks up his dribble, gets it to Belzaire. Belzaire, senior captain on the team, back to Moda. Moda might have gotten away with a travel there. Lostrom puts up the 3, banks that one into the hands of his own man, and that one's going to go out of bounds. Marshfield's going to take possession. Now Hessian coming up the floor, going to be the point guard. Marshfield coming out in that 1-4 high set. We saw a lot of this last game from both sides. Hessian gets poked right there, drops it into McCabe. McCabe doesn't even face the basket, hands it off to Hessian. Now McCabe's going to reset the offense. The play didn't work. Richardson calling for the play to continue. Now Hessian just going to reset this one top of the key. Feldman and Patton are going to exchange again. He gets it to Richardson. Back to Hessian. Shot clock down to 5. Hessian just goes into the paint, throws up a wild layup. Rebound finally taken down by the Lakers, but Richardson's going to get whistled for the foul there.
Richardson, who missed the first 2 games of the season, is a key player here for the Rams. He's always looking to prove himself to Coach Fisher.
Now here's Lofstrom bringing it up the court. Lofstrom forced the foul on the last play. Now Richardson blitzes him. Up to Belzaire. Belzaire fakes the 3. Now he gets to his right. Into the corner. Shots up for Belmore. That one just rolls right out of the rim. So Marshfield has momentum going up the floor. Over to Patton. Patton gets inside. Goes to the paint. Draws the foul. Foul. Waiting for the call. Ref's going to say it was going to be on the floor. So Marshfield's going to take this one underneath the basket. Oh, no. Excuse me. So Patton's going to be at the line shooting, too. They're going to give him the shooting foul. And, Ben, that's Belzaire's second foul already.
Yeah, quick 2 fouls for Belzaire. He's another key player here for the Lakers. He put up 12 points in that loss against Quincy last game. So he's another player to watch out for in the court.
Belzaire sent to the bench. And then into the game is J.D. Carrazas for the Lakers. Carrazas actually plays for the Bolivian U17 national team, from what I hear. So definitely quite the impact player to have off the bench. Because here's Belmore coming up the floor. Moda. Half spins on Hessian. Hessian stays home. Now Patton goes over on the double. Wanted the 5-second call right there. Now here's Cologne. Cologne just goes inside. Gets rejected by Richardson. Richardson uses wide receiver speed to get up the floor. Sends that one into Patton. And Dan Patton gets a very quick 4 points here in this game. And this is going to cause a Laker timeout.
Wise timeout there taken by the Silver Lake coach. Rams obviously coming out of the gate swinging. They know how bad the Rams want to win this game. They need to make sure to protect that Rams offense.
Yep, starting off 9-0. That you couldn't have asked for a better start if you're the Rams. The only thing you might want is for Feldman to hit that second free throw. But right now, Marshfield simply hasn't missed a beat yet, allowing 0 points in half a quarter so far, Ben.
Yeah, absolutely. They're running great defensive plays. They made some key takeaways to get them back down the court. The Rams absolutely doing what they do best, and that's getting the ball down the court and putting it up.
Yep. And the Rams, they've been playing pretty much perfect on both sides. The offense has been clicking except for the one time we saw they tried to run the play. But the defense, they're just playing really aggressive right now. They're doubling pretty much everything. We saw Patton. Patton's acting more of a chaser than he is a fifth defender. He's just trying to go over there, force doubles, force bad passes. And the ball, Marshfield already has about 3 turnovers in this game against Silver Lake.
Yeah, defense proving to be a key aspect here of the game so far, Tyler. You mentioned Dan Patton chasing that ball around, making sure to get key takeaways here for the Rams.
So Fish is going to roll out with the same 5. Had a good first 3.5 minutes. Excuse me, I think 2.5 minutes there. So Marshfield going to get back here, not going to be in the press. Silver Lake's going to keep their same 5 as well. Here's Lofstrom. Gets the screen now, picks up his dribble on the wing. Tried to hit Belmore. Feldman read that one pretty perfectly. Ref's going to whistle the 5-second call. So, again, Ben, Rams just putting up great defensive pressure.
Yeah, it's Dan Patton again going after the ball, Ty. We've mentioned his name a couple times here when it comes to defense.
Fish wants to play. Looks like we have a 1-1-2 zone. As Brody Hessian just knocks down the 3. He was unfazed by the zone from the Lakers. Lostrom just frustrated, gets into the paint. Draws the foul, but misses the shot. Looked like Lostrom was just a little angry with himself right there, so he just wanted to take that one into his own hands.
This game is going exactly how we predicted, Tyler. Almost halfway through the first quarter, and the Lakers are scoreless here against the Rams.
So Feldman's going to get drawn for the foul. Lostrom's going to have 2. Student section can't get to his head on that one, makes the first one. Second shot for Lostrom is up and in. Fish just wants his boys to push the tempo. Doing a good job swinging it so far. Now back up to Patton. Patton faked the three, gets inside. Tried to get that one to Feldman. Lostrom got his hand in there. Now he's got Richardson to beat. Lostrom tucks the ball. Beautiful move right there with the left hand to just get that layup to go. But Marshfield very quick back on the other end, and Patton able to get his 6th point of the quarter. Coach Fish out there on the floor as the 6th defender. Lostrom just puts his head down again, trying to go for 6 straight. Turns, misses that one, gets his own miss. Into the corner. Now handoff. Moda puts up the 3. That one's no good. Ryan McCabe's able to fly in for the rebound. Now he's going to accelerate up the floor into the corner to Patton.
Ryan McCabe, he is definitely the key rebounder here for the Rams. He's always under the hoop looking to get rebounds. On January 9th, he had 14 rebounds against Whitman Hanson.
Now here's McCabe out on the wing. Silver Lake in the 2-3 zone now. Over to Feldman. Feldman, no hesitation, fires this one. That one just left a day late and $1 short. Couldn't get that one to fall. Now here's Carrazas pushing the tempo. Back to Lostrom. Lostrom with Feldman on him. Into the corner. There's Moto again. Moto misses that one. Feldman gets it up to Patton this time after the ball fake. Patton almost loses it, but he's able to keep this one in bounds as he gets it out to Richardson. Now Richardson just goes into the middle, gets to his spot, and he's able to hit the mid-range pull-up. So good move there from Richardson to keep the play alive. Here's Lostrom again, just trying to put this game into his own hands as he takes the pull-up 3 right there. That one can't bank that one home. Now here's Carrazas. Carrazas tried to get the fadeaway going. Now Moda into the corner for Belmore. Belmore able to knock that one in from long range. Marshall just trying to go again as they throw the lob to Luke Richardson. He's very familiar with plays like that. Gabe gets it one more to Patton. Patton puts up the 3. This one's good for Dan Patton from downtown. Dan Patton not missing a beat so far in this first quarter, Ben. Already up to 9 points.
Yeah, the Rams have not missed a beat in this first quarter, almost scoring every single time they get the ball down the court.
Now here's Belmore. Hits Carrazas on the cut. Gets Patton up in the air. But he's going to move a little too much, and the ref's going to whistle him for a travel. First sub of the game for the Rams. Jamison Bongelotti going to come in, replacing Ryan McCabe.
And it looks like Sean Chesler's going to check in as well here, Tyler.
Very last second substitution right there from Fish, and he's going to take out Luke Richardson as well. Looks like the Lakers have switched back to a man-to-man, just seeing if anything can work right now. Ball dumped into Chesbro, back to Patton. Patton hasn't missed yet in this first quarter. Into the corner to Chesbro. Chesbro spins, back out to Feldman. Into the corner for Patton. Patton, no hesitation, puts up the 3. Can't get that one to fall. Now rebound collected by Belmore. Belmore just going to push this one up the right side. Fakes, now he goes into the paint. Belmore gets it back in the corner. No hesitation, puts up the 3. 3's no good. Ball bounced around the rim a few times, but ended up with Feldman. Feldman just trying to look for a passing lane. Now he's just going to do it himself. Just puts his head down, goes in the paint, drops it into Chesbro. Chesbro fakes, puts up the layup. Layup's no good for Chesbro. Now Carrazas is going to run this one up the floor.
Lakers starting to apply a little more pressure on the defense than they did in the early moments in this first quarter here, Tyler, I've noticed.
Carrazas showing that his footwork can work sometimes. There, a beautiful spin move there for the fadeaway. Patton just trying to get in, dumps it in to Chesbro. Chesbro can't get the layup to fall, so back-to-back misses for Sean Chesbro. Now the Lakers have a 3-on-2 going up the court. Lostrom's just going to keep this one for himself. Knocks the layup in, so really quickly a Rams 9-0 lead. Ends up with 11 points here for the Lakers, Ben.
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting tail end of this first quarter here. The Lakers down by almost 15 at the start of the first quarter, now making a comeback here, now only down by 8. The Lakers starting to apply a lot more pressure on Marshfield's defense and charging right through and getting points on the board here.
Just shows how quickly basketball can change. 1 minute you have a 9-0 lead, and now you're still up a good amount, but your 9-0 lead is gone. You let up 11 points in what seemed to be only 2 minutes.
Yeah, the Lakers definitely coming out of the door swinging. They knew how important this game is for the Rams, so they want to make sure to keep the Rams on their toes as much as they can.
A lot of that obviously came from the sophomore Jake Lofstrom. Looks like he just has complete control of this offense, has the green light from his coach, can shoot pretty much whatever shot he wants.
Yeah, we've mentioned it a couple times here, Tyler. He is the key player to watch out for on the Lakers. The Rams need to guard him the most and watch out where he is.
From what I saw before the timeout, looks like Liam Riley's going to be checking into the game. He's going to take out Brody Hessian. So Rams put some of their shooting on the bench now. We've got a lot more physical lineup here in the game, so I'm curious to see what this lineup can do.
Yeah, they know the Lakers are going to start swinging here, so they want to put in more of their physical players to help on defense here.
And for the Lakers, Cuozo and Quackenbush have both checked in for the first time here tonight, as well as Palma, the big man. Feldman thought about the three, has Quackenbush on him. Feldman tried to find the slip, almost got that one taken away by Carrazas. Now, not Palma. That was Palma, excuse me. Palma got on the floor right there. Palma has a chain on. Looks like ref told him to take it off. Now Palma good to go back in. McCabe is also back into the game for Chesbro now. Riley, the tenacious defender. Playing that tough full court defense we know he can do. Ball on Cuozo. Now Palma just dribbling at the top of the key. Hands it off to Quackenbush. Over to Carrazas. Back up to Cuozo. Cuozo skipped the double team. Now Palma goes in. Gets that one tipped off Bongelotti. Fish like what he saw there. Shot clock's down to 10 seconds. Said he stepped out of bounds, so Marshfield's going to force yet another Lakers turnover here, Ben.
Yeah, just applying that defensive pressure. That's what throws the Lakers off their toes. It's all the Rams need to do to run out this first quarter.
Fish wants him to waste as much time as possible here on this possession, but Patton's just going to go dump it into Riley. Riley ball fakes, gets the foul call. Couldn't save the shot clock right there for one more possession. Missed it by about 2 seconds, but nonetheless, Riley's going to go to the line, shoot two. Liam Riley started a few games here for the Rams coming off the bench today. First shot is up. First shot's no good. And Ben, last game we saw Riley didn't get into the fourth quarter. So Fish definitely has a lot of depth on this roster and can make a million different moves each game.
Yeah, he has plenty of key players here on this bench. Sometimes it's just knowing when to use them. Riley is definitely a player you want on defense. He's a great player in football, of course, and he carries that skill to basketball, so he's obviously the player you want to see on the court.
Patton almost able to knock that one loose, but it somehow ends up in the hands of Quackenbush. Now ball's loose. Carrazas is able to collect. Ball's loose again. McCabe ends up with it this time. Now McCabe just going to run up the court. Still has about 15 seconds to make a decision here. Now Feldman's just going to hold. Fish telling him to wait for the last shot. Trying to set up a play right here. Now Patton has it on the wing. Calling for the screen from Bongelotti. Patton has the mismatch with Palma guarding him. Has about 3 seconds to go. Puts up a tough fadeaway. Can't bank that one home right there. Just a little miscommunication on all fronts right there, Ben, on that last play.
Yeah, Fitch was trying to call it a play. I don't think Patton really knew what the plan was, so a little bit of a rocky end to the first quarter, but Rams got the 9-point lead.
Yep. Rams able to bounce back in that last little stretch right there before the timeout. They're able to shut out the Lakers. And now it looks like Hessian and Richardson are going to come back in for the second quarter. So, Ben, what are you looking to see from both of these teams here in the second quarter?
Well, Silver Lake has shown that they have some serious intensity on offense, most specifically Lostrom putting up a lot of points here for the Lakers, mainly all of them here when you really think about it. So definitely watch him in the second half if you're the Rams. For the Rams, guys like Brody, Hessian, Dan Patton, Noah Feldman, Luke Richardson, you all got to watch their shooting. They're great offensive players that can get right down the court and slide right past the defense. So that's what the Lakers need to watch for. It's going to be a defensive battle here, Tyler.
Looks like Fish is going to roll back out with the starters, and we saw what the starters were able to do in the little minutes they played together in that first quarter. Held the Lakers scoreless for about the first 3 minutes of the game here, so you can only expect the same result when they come back out.
Yeah, exactly. You got to mention Ryan McCabe, the key rebounder. He's been making key takeaways so far in the game here for the Rams, keeping the ball away from the Lakers. Defense is definitely a key aspect here, Tyler, as I've mentioned.
So Lakers looking like they're going to roll with almost the same lineup they had at the end. They're just going to bring back in Lostrom and Belzer. Definitely two players you want to bring back in.
Yeah, absolutely. Belzer, a big point scorer here for the Lakers, having some great points against Quincy in their last game.
And Lostrom right now has about 6 points so far here in this game. Lakers going to come out in the man-to-man set. Marshfield in the 1-4 low, just trying to let Patton ISO top of the key. Now they get the screen for Hessian. Hessian in the corner. Little strong on that one. Must have hit arms earlier today. Lostrom just trying to push the tempo up the floor now. Does a couple ball fakes. Now he gets it out to Quackenbush. Quackenbush over to Cuozo. Cuozo does a couple mellow jabs. Now he gets it over to Belzer. Great play to get Quackenbush in the corner. Can't hit the three right there. Quackenbush wanted the foul. Looked like he might have got fouled by Coach Fish as well. Now Marshall trying to get something going on the break. Now they're just set up. Richardson trying to maneuver his way. Finds Hessian in the corner. Great court vision from Richardson. Hessian left that one a little short, and McCabe jumped a little early. Belzer goes up for the Moss, catches it. Tries to put up the layup. Patton pulled the chair on him right there. Great pass from Hessian to get it up to McCabe. McCabe goes in, takes the contact. Can't connect on that one. And McCabe gonna touch that one while he's barely stepping out of bounds right there. Just a bad beat if you're Ryan McCabe. Rams coming out in a semi-press, if you want to call it that. Patton's gonna have Belzer. Patton keeping up with him. Now here's Palma top of the key. Finds Quackenbush on the curl. Thought about doubling him. Here's Cuozo. Cuozo tries to get inside. Kicks it to the corner to Quackenbush. Quackenbush puts up the three. Three's no good right there. Dan Patton snatches that rebound. Now Patton just trying to go up the floor. Gets inside. Euro steps. Goes to the rim, but he can't finish at the rim. Into the corner for Quackenbush. It's third time the charm. Ball fakes that one. Cuozo trying to look inside. Try to get it to Palma. Richardson kicks that one out of bounds.
It's been a hot series of play here, Ty. We've seen the ball go back and forth, back and forth. It's hard to call with how fast it's going. Both teams, though, scoreless in the second quarter.
Looks like we have almost all the starters back into the game. As here's Lofstrom with the three. Can't connect that one. Rebound taken back by the Lakers. Belzer thought about it. Now to Cologne. Cologne resetting the offense. Gets it over to Cuozo. Into the corner for Moda. Moda trying to get to his left. Patton pokes that one loose. Ball still on the floor. Moda spins, puts up the layup, and he's able to bank that one home. So wild possession ends in 2 points for the Lakers. Now Marshall just trying to go fast up to Richardson. Richardson pulls back. Over to Feldman. Feldman just curls and puts his head down. Tries to go to the rim. Puts up the layup. Can't bank that one in. Marshfield can't make anything with inside of 3 feet of the rim right now, Ben.
No, it's been a tough second quarter here. The Lakers definitely know how important defense is, and they're applying it to the Rams here.
What was a 9-point lead is now down to a 5-point lead. Lakers get 2 easy buckets from Moda right there. And that, Ben, that last possession specifically, the Rams not a great job of getting back on defense, and they pay for it. Moda gets a wide open layup.
Yeah, they're leaving some open shots around here for the Lakers, so defense needs to tighten up a little bit, and offense is just struggling here against the Silver Lake defense. Obviously, in that huddle going from the first quarter to second quarter, the Lakers knew how important it was to defend Marshfield because they knew how quick the Rams wanted to win this game. They wanted to get down the court and put the ball up, so the Lakers doing an excellent job covering the Rams here.
Yeah, Marshfield, they've had a lot of good opportunities, too, on the offensive end. They just can't seem to finish anything at the rim right now. They've had about 3 or 4 layups that very well could have been, 6 or 8 points.
Yeah, Marshfield's had a couple of good offensive formations that have been able to get around Silver Lake's defense, most notably that one we saw where Brody Hessian had an open 3 in the corner with nobody around him. Obviously, the shot didn't go in, but still, great offensive formations that have been able to get around the Silver Lake defense.
Looks like Fish is going to roll with the same 5 out there. Not going to make any changes quite yet. And you have to assume Silver Lake's going to roll with the same 5 they just had out there. So Lakers going to keep everybody out there as well. Patton asking the ref something. Probably wanted a foul on that last layup. Lakers still in their man. Marshall trying to get some play set up here. They're able to get McCabe top of the key. Now he gets it back to Hessian. Hessian able to sneak through the defense. Gets to the rim. Marshfield, another missed layup in this quarter, Ben. I believe that's 4 now.
Yeah, it looks like Silver Lake was running a high 2-3 defense there that was able to shake the Rams up.
Now McCabe switched on to Belzer. Belzer trying to set something up here, trying to cut deeper into this Marshfield lead. As here's Moda. Moda steps back, gets Patton up in the air. Now Lostrom dumps it into Moda. Moda, same spot he hit it last time. Now we're at a 1-possession game. Richardson just hands that one off to Patton. Patton sneaks it into McCabe. McCabe gets blocked from behind. Ref from behind is going to call the foul. Everyone on Silver Lake's pissed off. The ref putting a little sass into these calls right here, Ben. Very animated with that one, making sure they know it's a foul. I respect it.
Yeah, obviously the ref don't want the Silver Lake bench disrespecting them like that, so they made sure to call the play as they saw it.
You know, it was pretty clear as day from up here. It definitely looked like McCabe got hit in the back of the head, and that was definitely not all ball.
Well, it's a good call by the ref.
First shot for McCabe is up. And now the ball don't lie chance they're going to come out to play, I'm afraid. So Marshfield shooting little less than 50% at the line right now. McCabe trying to make this a 2-possession game. It's that one up. McCabe goes 0 for 2 at the line, so Marshfield still struggling significantly from the foul line. Richardson just bullying his way into the paint, leaves that fadeaway short. Fight for the rebound. Feldman comes up with it. Now he's doubled. He's trying to get to McCabe. McCabe tries to speed boost his way in. He gets tripped up. That's going to whistle him for the travel, though it looks like he might have lost possession of the ball, so he's going to get turnover regardless. And Coach Fish is going to take him out of the game for Jamison Bongelati.
A little bit of an interesting call there. He had the defender right on top of him, sort of slapping his way into McCabe's body, but you know what? Can't argue with the ref's call.
Fish definitely has some words of encouragement for McCabe right now there on the bench. Lakers trying to run a double screen for Lostrom just to try and get him open. Play doesn't work. Now Belzer gets into the paint. Haven't seen him score yet. And that draw ends just as I say it, as he gets the layup to go. Now we're at a 1-point game. Patton just trying to do it himself. Gets to the paint, and he misses Marshfield's 5th layup of the quarter. Belzer now has it in open space for Feldman. Feldman able to send that one right back to him. And that's going to be Marshfield possession. Last touch by Belzer. Marshfield trying to use some of the momentum from that Feldman block. It's been a very low-scoring quarter for both teams as Patton gets that one ripped as he tried to go inside. Now we're just going to see a frustration foul picked up from Dan Patton right there.
Obviously, having a scoreless second quarter is not what you want, but sometimes it's just about keeping that intensity, but making sure just to keep your cool a little bit here, Tyler.
Yep. Now coming into the game for the first time for the Rams is number 14, Cole Hannigan, another strong defender here on this team who replaces Dan Patton. Fish definitely not too thrilled with Patton right now. Here's Close up top of the key. Trying to look for any opening the Rams defense gives them. Belmore trying to make something happen. Moda might have gotten away with the carry right there, and he puts in the layup, and the Lakers now have the lead. And Fish, not too thrilled as he calls another timeout.
Very interesting here, Tyler. We saw the early moments in the first quarter. It looked like the Rams were dominating things, and Silver Lake with a huge comeback here, making the Rams scoreless here in the second quarter.
Lakers, they're definitely a team that, you know, in the past, Silver Lake was always a team you would think would be the easiest team on your schedule. Silver Lake has gotten a lot better at pretty much every sport in these past couple of years. Definitely have a lot more talent coming in the younger grades. And now are all grown up, and now they're playing at the varsity level.
Yeah, Silver Lake, sometimes it's a team, like you said, Tyler, you overlook. You think it's going to be an easy W on your record. But sometimes that's what gets you in trouble. Sometimes when you think you can just go easy on them, they end up surprising you a little bit. And that's what the Lakers are doing so far here in this game against the Rams.
That's where the famous term trap game comes into play, Ben. Definitely not surprised by the timeout call by Fish here. When his team starts to slip away a little bit, we always see him burn the timeout. So now Fish has already burned through 2 timeouts here, and we still have a whole half a game left to play.
Yeah, I think it's a wise choice to take this time out here, Tyler. Meet with your team, get some strategies discussed. You know how important this game is, especially it being a home game, and you know how easy it is to beat Silver Lake as they've done in the past. So the Rams just want to win this game here, Tyler.
It's going to start with whatever happens this coming possession. So Rams going to keep out that same lineup that was just on the floor there with Hessian, Feldman, Bongelati, Richardson, and Hannigan. Looks like Feldman's going to be running the show this possession. Lakers still in that man. Rams just passing around. Lakers defense playing very well right now. Hannigan has it top of the key, gets it over to Richardson. Richardson just trying to make some sort of move. Gets the ball fake. Feldman goes inside, gets it to the corner. Hannigan, no hesitation, puts up the 3. Gets that one to fall. Cole Hannigan able to knock in the 3. Lostrom spins, gets Feldman in the air, back out to Belzer. Belzer leaves that 3-pointer short. Now Feldman has it. Rams have momentum coming up the floor. Feldman trying to get into the paint. Now he pulls back. Hand off to Hannigan. Hannigan picked up his dribble. Thought he was going to get doubled. Throws it up to Hessian. Hessian snagged that one out of the air. You might have got fouled by Belzer. And Bongelotti put Belzer on the floor. Hessian throws up a wild layup. And that one's good. Bongelotti flexing his muscles right there at Belzer. Lostrom trying to go in. Loses possession of the ball. Now Cuozo has it out at the top of the key. Over to Moda. Moda gets it inside. Belzer slipped right through the defense and gets an easy two.
Well, now both offenses starting to strike against both defense here. Look
Feldman
at
pulls
this.
the three. Shot's no good. Richardson gets the rebound, gets it back to Hannigan. Hannigan puts up the layup and layups in. 5 quick points for Cole Hannigan here off the bench in replace of Dan Patton.
Cole Hannigan, who only had 1 point last game, that was a free throw against Hanover, has a quick 5 points in the early moments of this game.
Patton getting ready to come back into the game as Moda trying to dance on Hannigan. Almost throws that one away. Belzer's going to have it. Belzer trying to get a lane to the rim. Hessian takes the contact and he draws the charge. That's going to be Belzer's 3rd foul of the first half, Ben.
Yeah, Hessian putting his body on the line there, able to draw the foul on Belzer, keeping the Lakers on his toes.
Now Hessian's going to go get some much-needed rest. He's probably going to sit for the rest of the half as Dan Patton comes in to replace him. So now, if you're Silver Lake, Belzer, one of your best players, already in pretty serious foul trouble.
Yeah, and I think they're going to take Belzer off the court for a little bit here, get him some rest like Hessian. They definitely don't want him getting in foul trouble here, Tyler.
Looks like Coach Savoy not too thrilled with the ref's call right there, trying to plead his case. Doesn't get anything changed. Now Richardson on the wing, gets the screen from Bongelotti, rejects it, loses the ball, but back in the hands of Feldman. Feldman ball fakes, tries to go baseline, gets cut off. Now Patton tries to get in the paint, out to Feldman. Feldman gets inside, puts up the mid-range J. Shot's no good. Hannigan skies in for the rebound, tried to save it, and gave the Silver Lake bench a souvenir. Rams trying to come out in the press, but looks like they're just going to pull back. About a minute to go here in the first half of play. Screen set there by Carrazas. Now he's going to get it off the pop. Trying to find Belmore. Now Carrazas just trying to do it himself. Now he finds Belmore. Belmore fakes the three. Goes inside. Patton tries to back tap him. Belmore spiked that one off the glass. Now the Rams are going to try and run and go 2 for 1 here. Patton just puts his head down into the corner for Hannigan. Hannigan out to Richardson. Richardson gets it. Richardson puts up the mid-range. Same spot from the other side. Richardson able to knock that one in. Rams get the lead back up to 6. And Richardson's able to draw the offensive foul. Rams going to get the final possession here of the first half. Silver Lake is livid on the court right now, Ben.
Much like Hessian, Richardson putting his body on the line, drawing an easy foul against Silver Lake. A big play there for the Rams.
Now Patton going to walk this one up. You have to assume Fish only wants 1 shot here. Now Feldman going to get it top of the key. Feldman and Hannigan play a little game of catch. Got 12 seconds to go. Feldman getting played very physically by Moda right now. Feldman now picks up his dribble. Can't do anything. Bongelotti has it. Bongelotti puts up the 3. That one's just left a little short there. Carrazas collects it. Shot's going to be off there. So great effort in that final 2-minute stretch there, Ben, by the Rams to get this lead back up to 6 when they were at one point down by 1.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw that timeout taken by Coach Fish midway through the second quarter, and that was an absolutely great decision by him because after that we saw the Rams go on a frenzy of scoring up almost all of their points that they've gotten here in the second quarter. So great play there by Coach Fish drawing that timeout, keeping the Lakers on their toes.
Yep. And one thing I'm noticing, Ben, this is definitely going to be a lot more physical of a second half, if you ask me, because we obviously see a lot of these calls are not going the way of the Lakers right now, and you could tell by the players on the court, the players on the bench, and by Coach Savoy. So expect the Lakers to come out a lot more physical here in the second half.
Yeah, you got to expect them to come out swinging. You got to expect them coming out with some attitude. Definitely not happy with the officials here that have been making some calls that they don't agree with. So obviously they're going to come in the second half. They want to be physical. And even on the sideline right here, the Silver Lake's coach arguing with the refs going into the locker room. So they're definitely not happy about some of the calls here.
Yeah. So we're going to let the youngins get their 10-minute run in here on the court for halftime. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for second half action here on Marshall Community Media.
MCM coverage of MHS Sports is proudly presented by Repel Pest Solutions, Biviano General Contracting, Road to Responsibility.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Marshfield High School. I'm Tyler Pinero, joined by Ben Wilson. And Ben, That was a bit of a seesaw of a first quarter, if you could ask. I'd say the saw has bent back in the direction of Marshfield, but I mean, what's some of the stuff you just noticed in that first half?
Yeah, we saw a lot of Marshfield in the first quarter. In the back half of the second quarter is when we really saw Marshfield start to hit their stride there. And it's really been a defensive battle here so far, Tyler. We've seen a lot of defensive plays. Most of them has actually led to fouls, which has really been setting back both of these teams. So it's really been a defensive battle that have been limiting the points that have been on the board here for both teams. So in the second half, I'm looking out for the offense, seeing what they have on the playbook, and I want to see what defenses can do.
Yeah, like I was saying before the break, definitely look for the Lakers to come out playing a lot more physical here in the second half. They saw calls weren't going their way, so now they're going to have the mindset be like, okay, I'm going to show you what a foul is.
Exactly. We mentioned this is going to be a physical second half. Lakers going to come in here with some attitude against, especially the refs, of some of the lackluster calls that they believe that they've been making. So I think, like you said, Tyler, it's going to be physical, and they're going to get a little rowdy here against the Rams.
Couldn't agree with you more, Ben. Now, going to have to see what both teams' game plans are here for the second half. So the Lakers going to come out with the ball. Rams going to stick to their good old reliable man-to-man defense here. Lakers looking like they're going to take a page out of the Rams playbook, setting up the 1-4 high here. Now it's broken. Here's Belmore trying to go inside. Gets to his left. Back out to Belzer. Belzer starting the half with 3 fouls, so very interesting play there as he goes in. Didn't even think about his foul count. Gets the N1 over Richardson.
And like we said, Tyler, the physicality already starting to show itself here. Belzer getting right through Marshfield's defense, drawing the foul off on the Rams.
It's definitely going to be a two-way street for the second half when it comes to physicality, as Belzer able to complete his highlight reel play. Now Marshfield just going to try and go quickly. Feldman hits the brakes. Now he's going to go. Gets past Moda. Shows who the better 21 is, as Feldman knocks in the layup. Dumped off. Now Belzer jabs on Richardson again, goes up, tough layup, and he's able to bank that one home. So great control right there from Belzer to get that layup to fall. Inside, Ryan McCabe just left wide open under the basket. Breakdown there from the Lakers. And it's going to force a very quick Silver Lake timeout, Ben.
Well, in the early moments here, Tyler, it's a quick back and forth between the Lakers and the Rams, both with physicality, getting quick and easy layups around the defenses.
Yeah, so we saw coming in 6-point game. It's still a 5-point game, so the Lakers technically winning the quarter, but Marshall just getting easy basket after easy basket on back-to-back possessions. Definitely something you don't like if you're any coach.
Yeah, definitely. Marshall answering to Silver Lake's offense with quick points right after they score theirs, so the Rams letting the Lakers know they're not going anywhere and they're going to defend their home court.
Curious to see what adjustments might get made. We might see that 2-3 zone come back for the Lakers that they were running earlier, or we might see something else. We saw the JV team out in a 1-3-1 zone for a little bit, so who knows? It could be carried through the entire pipeline.
Yeah, at this point, you just want to block as much as you can against the Rams. We saw them running some man coverage earlier. Then you got the high 2-3. It all really depends on blocking and limiting the offensive scoring. So we got to see what Silver Lake can bring here.
Looks like Fish is going to keep the same 5 into the game. So huddle's going to break. Ref going to call them back onto the floor. So still going to have McCabe, Hession, Patton, Richardson, and Feldman out on the court. And now Lofstrom had a good first quarter, but he's taken a bit of a dip since then. Looks like they're still trying to go to Belzer as their main key for the offense.
Yeah, well, the Rams know how important Lofstrom is to Silver Lake's offense, so they're trying to cover him more than they've covered some of the other guys.
Moda just plays bully ball, gets in, puts up the floater. Floater's no good. Ryan McCabe been jumping early for a lot of rebounds, but he's got a lot of hang time as he's able to come down with that one. Now McCabe speed boosts up the court, into the corner for Feldman. Feldman puts up the 3. This one's good. Noah Feldman from way downtown.
Feldman with plenty of time to take that shot. Great offensive play there for the Rams.
Here's Cuozo. Cuozo earned the start in the second half. Didn't start the game. Back out to Moda. Moda trying to play bully ball on Hession again. Spins back, goes up. Left shoulder, missed that one. Moda gets his own offensive rebound right there. Up top to Belzer. Belzer into the corner. Lostrom all alone. Gets that one to fall. Sophomore hits his first 3 of the night. Now McCabe trying to answer back. Pop to the key. Feldman gets this one to fall. Noah Feldman starting to heat up, Ben.
We've seen Noah Feldman go on three-point frenzies before. That's something the Lakers do not want to have happen to them.
Lofstrom trying to get back into his bag with Patton on him. Gets into the paint outside. Belazaire puts up the three. Belazaire can't get that one to fall. Feldman pulls the rebound down. Now he's just running up the court with all daylight. Feldman spins, gets it, goes up left hand reverse. Can't get that one to fall. Ball. Gonna say that was last touch by Brody Hessian, so Silver Lake's gonna take possession. Noah Feldman tried to do a little too much right there. Could have set up the offense with a couple passes, but he's hit back-to-back threes, so, can't complain really with him taking that.
Yeah, Feldman looking to continue his lucky streak there, was putting up points for the Rams.
Belmore faked the three, almost got Patton in the air. There's Moda. Moda spins again, gets to his weird shot that he likes, but nonetheless, Richardson comes up with the rebound. Richardson, what a pass to the corner to Patton. Patton just goes to the rim, almost got pulled out of the air, gets fouled. Belazaire pleading his case. I don't think the foul is going to go on Belazaire. Oh, so it is going to go on Belazaire, so that's going to be Belazaire's fourth here, Ben.
Yeah, he had 3 in just this first half alone. So he's in serious foul trouble here, Tyler.
I thought that foul personally was going to go on Cuozo, but Patton puts up the first one. Definitely looked like Cuozo was the one that tried to pull Patton out of the air. Looks like they just got Belazaire for the reach.
Yeah, definitely interesting call there by the refs. You and me both didn't think it was on Belazaire, but he's going to take a rest on the bench here for the time being.
So Carrazas is going to replace him. Patton. Second shot's up. Dan Patton's been perfect at the line today. His teammates should take some notes.
Yeah, last week we saw Dan Patton getting a little bit of foul trouble. This week he's doing really good here against the Lakers.
Lofstrom just trying to get his points right now. ISO in. There's Cuozo. Belmore, the senior captain, has been quiet here tonight. Tried to sneak that one into Carrazas. Him and Carrazas just weren't on the same page right there. Now Patton just spins away from Belmore. Now he's got an open lane into the corner. Hessian faked the three out to McCabe. McCabe tries to go inside, gets it in the corner. Richardson ball fakes Carrazas, lost his dribble, put up the floater. Floater's no good. Trying to fight for the rebound, but that's Lofstrom, going to come up with that one. Lofstrom does a 2K behind the back into a leaning three. Gets that one to fall. Great display of skill right there from the sophomore, Ben.
Yeah, like I said, Tyler, that's the player you got to watch out for, making some key plays here for the Lakers in the second half here.
Gonna say it's a jump ball right there, so Rams gonna keep possession nonetheless. Patton and Fish both pleaded in the case that Patton got hit on multiple different angles right there.
Yeah, nobody on the Rams side of things agrees with that call.
Try to get Feldman inside. Now Patton goes up again. Hangs in the air. Can't get that one to fall. Isn't able to collect the rebound either. Fish not too thrilled about it. Lofstrom trying to make something happen. Just gets to his left. Tries to scoop it up. Layup's no good right there. Carrazas almost went over the back of McCabe. Feldman just dribbles right through the traffic. Gets it to Hessian. Hessian wide open for the layup. Great way to run the floor there by Feldman and Hessian.
Yeah, great way to bounce back on that last play that Coach Fish wasn't too thrilled about.
Moda puts up the floater. Moda's been so good in the paint here today. And Hessian gives it right back to Feldman. So they trade assistant buckets, and Feldman leaves his man on the floor. That's Belmore, so Feldman's going to collect another and one here on his day.
This has been an unbelievable second half here for Noah Feldman. We saw him back-to-back threes. He's having a great second half, and he's putting up some serious points here for the Rams.
So last possession, we saw Hessian get an assist from Noah Feldman. Now Noah Feldman gets an assist from Brody Hessian. Hessian going to head to the bench. Feldman makes the free throw, so he completes his and one also. Bongelati while on the foul shot came in for Brody Hessian. Now Rams have the lead back to 12 as Lofstrom puts up the three, and he takes away the 12-point lead just after I say it. Lead is back down to 9 here for the Lakers. Lofstrom definitely starting to feel it. Feldman gets behind the back, steps inside, puts up the layup. Wild circus shot right there from Noah Feldman. Spun about 5 times. Lofstrom looks like he's just trying to answer. Puts up from way downtown. Banks that one home. Jake Lofstrom, a flamethrower right now here for the Lakers.
That is priority number 1 for the Rams defense at this point here, Tyler. It's covered Jake Lofstrom.
Patton able to get the layup, but Fish's only concern is Lofstrom. Lofstrom trying to pull up another three. Richardson goes right in there, gets the jump ball. So the Lakers are going to get possession, but that's going to be pretty big for later in the game. So the next jump ball will go in possession of the Rams. So Quackenbush coming back into the game for Moda, as well as Palma. Ball's loose right there. Carrazas couldn't hang on to that one. Patton has it with a full head of steam. Gets it to Bongelotti. Bongelotti sneaks in the layup with the left hand right there. Rams back to that 12-point lead they had just a moment ago. Looks like they're trying to get him open. Is he again? Lofstrom connects from downtown. That's 4 threes in the quarter. Shoots the arrow at the student section when he's still down by 9. Now McCabe goes into the corner. Feldman puts up the 3. That one's a little short right there. Lofstrom has it again. You have to assume you know what's coming right there. He's just going to try and pull up. Tries to get the step back. Now he goes into the paint for Palma. Palma puts up the baseline mid-range. Palma gets that one to fall. Now Patton just trying to go into the paint. Puts up the wild layup. It was a pass to Richardson off the glass. Richardson showing all of his athleticism there on the putback. Here's Lofstrom again. You have to look out for him. You can pull from anywhere on the court. Bongelotti blitzes the screen. They're just trying to run him like he's a 2K player right now. Lofstrom pulls in Bongelotti's face. That one finally short. Finally put some water on the flame right there. Now Richardson just going to run up the court unguarded. Richardson not even thinking about pulling it right there. Hands it off to Patton. Feldman calling for it. Patton just slips that one into McCabe. Great awareness from Ryan McCabe to just get behind the defense there for the layup.
That was a great play there. Patton faking the layup, throwing it down to McCabe, who had a wide open space to throw up that 2 points for the Rams.
And Patton able to get Belmore on the back tap. Now Patton going to be wide open in space. Gets the layup to fall. Rams get the lead up to 13, but you can't ignore the greatness from Jake Lofstrom, saving this game from turning into a total blowout.
Yeah, we saw him hit 4 threes in a row, proving himself to be the biggest threat in the game. We saw him being the biggest threat of the game before even walking into the game, and he's proven himself to be the threat here against the Rams.
Marshall, though, able to respond in a great way, just getting layup after layup after layup. That's what we talked about with the Rams, is easy points. We said they shot a lot of threes, and that's cost them most of the games. Looks like they've taken the game plan into account. They're running the break. They just passing the ball around, hitting the hole when it's open. And usually there's a backside player open when the defense helps, and they're just making the right play every single time in this quarter, Ben.
Yeah, they're just going right down the court, getting straight through Silver Lake's defense, throwing them off. Sometimes it'll just be a simple pass off the backboard for someone else to throw in the layup that leaves Silver Lake on their toes. It's something that the Rams have just been able to get through this entire second half.
So we saw at the table Brody Hessian and Cam Ryan going to come into the game. Looks like they're going to replace Patton and McCabe. Give Patton and McCabe potential rest for a fourth quarter they might be needed for, even though the Rams probably plan to not use the starters even in the second half for this game.
Yeah, I think at this point the Rams know how dangerous their offense is proving to be against the Lakers' defense, so maybe it's time to start to send in a few of the substitutes and see how they can prove themselves worthy to Coach Fisher.
The only question is, Lofstrom, he's been so good for the Lakers, but when do you think about putting in your other star, Belizaire? Obviously playing with 4 fouls, but when does the reward become higher than the risk?
Well, I mean, at this point here, when you're down by 13, I think it might be time to put in whoever you've got, and whoever is the best player on your team. Try to throw as much offense as you can here at the Rams.
Looks like Fish brought in Cam Ryan just to guard Palma, the big man. Gets it over to Palma now. Now here's Moda. Tries to use the screen. Hessian just goes under. Moda very physical down there in the paint. And shot is blocked by Cam Ryan, but they're going to whistle Cam Ryan for the foul. Fish not too thrilled about that one as Patton immediately gets ready to check back into the game. Looks like Patton just needed a sip of water. So Palma going to have 2 shots here at the line. First shot. That one just rolls out of the rim. Now here comes Patton taking out Luke Richardson. Second shot for Palma is up. That one's no good, but it goes right in the hands of Carrazas. Marshfield couldn't box out, but Carrazas leaves that one a day late and a dollar short. Now Patton has it running up the floor. Tried getting it to Hessian. Patton took it himself, and he goes all the way to the rim for the easy layup. Now Moda trying to respond into the corner for Quackenbush. Quackenbush silences the crowd. Quackenbush able to respond with a 3 right there, getting it back to only a 12-point deficit. Patton trying to go 2 for 1, gets in the paint, loses his footing right there. Bongelotti puts up the fadeaway, can't roll that one in. Ryan there on the rebound, gets fouled there by Palma. So Cam Ryan going to the line for the first time here tonight. So they're going to whistle Moda for the foul. It's going to be Moda's first of the night. First shot's up and in for Ryan. Second shot, no good for Ryan. The Silver Lake bench got to him on that one. Now here's Carrazas just trying to run the floor. Trying to find Lofstrom. Bonjolai doing a good job on him there. Moda gets stripped by Patton, but able to keep it. Lofstrom gets it for his fifth. Gets that one to go. Jake Lofstrom simply on fire here in the third quarter. Now Marshfield has a chance for one more possession. Patton just fires. Shot's no good. Bonjolai tips that one in the air. Palma gets it. Moda almost loses it. Now Moda just trying to go up the floor. Patton just going to draw the frustration foul right there, so that's going to be his second.
Unbelievable, Tyler. Lofstrom putting up his fifth three of the second half alone. Unbelievable player here for the Lakers.
And I'm very curious why Patton took the three right there. Fish sitting down for the first time. That's only ever a bad sign. Looking like they're running screen the inbounder for Lofstrom. Lofstrom just going to try and burn this one down to the last possible second. Gets the screen. Pulls it up from way downtown. That one's just left a little bit short right there. Carrazas tried going for the putback. So now only a 10-point lead for the Rams going into the fourth quarter, but that can change in the blink of an eye if they keep leaving Jake Lofstrom open.
Yeah, Jake Lofstrom, 5 threes in the second half alone. That is definitely the most dangerous threat. That could lose the lead here for the Rams. So going into the fourth quarter, they need to make sure to cover him as most they can, Tyler.
Yeah, he's been nothing short of incredible so far. Definitely the light at the end of the tunnel if you are the Lakers. So, Ben, this game obviously definitely not out of reach quite yet for the Lakers. And the Rams, you have to just hold on right now. But there's not really much you can do when you have a guy that's pulling from Steph Curry range.
Yeah, exactly. You got to hold on to this lead, Tyler. You got the 10-point lead. And so far, what's getting past the Rams' defense the most is those long threes from Jake Lofstrom. So if they are able to cover that going into the fourth quarter, they might be able to take this lead right through the end of the game.
Take Lofstrom's threes away that quarter, and this is a 25-point lead for the Rams. And they were playing like it, but Lofstrom single-handedly just keeping them in the game.
Yeah, it's all Lofstrom, really. I mean, you could take the name Silver Lake away and put in Jake Lofstrom. It's really all been him for the point scoring here for Silver Lake.
Working on an easy 20-piece here tonight. Marshfield just going to send out the starting lineup back here. So Richardson and McCabe coming right back, joined with their running mates, Brody Hessian, Dan Patton, and Noah Feldman. So Silver Lake is going to send Belazaire out there to start the fourth quarter. He's playing with 4 fouls, 1 more, and he's out of the game. So definitely look for Marshfield to be attacking him early. And Marshall able to get Richardson top of the key. Now just sends it back to Feldman. Patton slips the defense, gets inside for the layup. Layup's good. Patton, one of the fouls. He ended up on the floor. Now here's Lofstrom. Marshfield trying to communicate who has him. Now into the corner. Belmore just not able to handle that one. And that just perfectly sums up the senior captain's struggles here tonight, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a tough night here for some of these Silver Lake players. I mean, except Jake Lofstrom. I'm going to mention his name probably 1,000 more times.
Patton sagged off, and Patton makes Moda pay right there on the three-pointer. Marshfield very quickly out to a 15-point lead. Now here's Belazaire over to Moda. Moda carries it over back to Belazaire. Belazaire puts up the 3. That one's just left a little short. McCabe there cleaning glass. Now McCabe almost loses it over to Richardson. Richardson, nobody in sight of him. Left that one short, but Hessian able to get it very quickly right there. Hessian, couple crossovers, gets inside, goes up with the left. Beautiful move there from Brody Hessian to get to his weak hand.
Yeah, unbelievable offense there by the Rams, leaving Hessian with plenty of time to put that shot up. And Luke Richardson, he had plenty of time to put up that 3.
Bozo trying to get inside. Just spamming the left hand, scoops it up over Patton. McCabe able to collect the rebound. Patton wants this one right here. Patton, Euro steps, goes up. Patton able to knock that one in. Working on a legendary night here for Dan Patton and the Rams.
A hot start early in the fourth quarter here for the Rams, throwing the Lakers off their toes. Wisely going to take a timeout here. So far here, Tyler, the Rams showing some serious resilience against the Lakers offense.
Very quick 9-0 run there for the Rams, Ben. And if you're Silver Lake, we haven't seen Lofstrom really touch the ball at all here in this fourth quarter. Rams definitely put an emphasis on him in the huddle after the third quarter. So if you're Silver Lake, you have to somehow get back into this game one way or another. What are you trying to do?
Yeah, maybe even use Belazaire. I mean, we know he's playing with 4 fouls, but maybe it's just about leaving your open man and Belzer might be the player to leave open. The Rams know how dangerous he is with 4 fouls. They might want to leave him alone, make sure he doesn't get that 5th foul. So the Rams might say, you know what, let's stop covering him, because they might think he's trying to actually play a little slower here and not get ejected. So maybe they might leave Belzer open.
Could be a possibility, but again, Belzer, great player. So I feel like the main thing with Belzer is when you're the Rams and you have possession, you have to attack him. Simply, if you can get one of the top 3 players on the team out of the game, that's never a bad thing. And Ben, one thing I also want to point out is senior captain Jason Belmore hasn't played up to level here tonight, and it looks like it's costing his team a little bit.
Yeah, Silver Lake, I mean, really the only player that's been holding their weight is Jake Lostrom here, Tyler.
So now Belzer trying to make a move, goes inside, just leaves that layup a little strong. Patton showing off his dribble moves now. Just all sorts of things. Gets it over to Richardson now. Richardson kind of passed that one to Feldman. Feldman goes in with the right hand, goes up, switches back to his left, and banks it home. Leads up to 21 in the blink of an eye here, Ben. 11-0 run for the Rams. Feldman tried forcing the jump ball right there, but nonetheless, Lostrom still missed that one. Now Feldman just going to run over to Richardson. Richardson lays that one in. Marshfield increases the lead to a 13-0 run. 23-point lead. Moda puts up the 3. Can't get that one to go. Rebound collected there by Patton. Patton just running. Lakers trying a frustration foul. Patton goes on his own. Gets another 2 points.
The Rams simply can't miss here in this 4th quarter here, Tyler.
That's a 15-0 run now here to start the 4th quarter for the Rams. Just over 2.5 minutes in. Now Moda has it top of the key. Trying to put out the flame. Puts up a leaner. Can't get that one to fall. Rebound collected by McCabe. Brody Hessian out there on the break all by himself. Gets that one pinned by Lostrom. But Patton was just there to collect it. And Dan Patton adds another 2 points to his game. Moda spins. Finally puts out the flame for the Rams after a 17-0 run. Now Patton goes in, gets another look at the rim, puts it up, and he puts it in. If you want to find out Patton's total points, go to Coach Fish's Twitter after the game. He always tweets out after every single game the top performance stats. But Ben, Dan Patton has been nothing short of simply incredible in the 4th quarter.
No, I mean, he's just been getting right past Silver Lake's defense. I mean, even that play right there, Silver Lake left him with plenty of time to put that shot up. It's time for Silver Lake's defense to lock down on the Rams here, because the Rams absolutely firing on all cylinders here in the 4th quarter.
Definitely want to know what was said in that 3rd quarter huddle right there, because the Rams have come out here looking like a completely new team. You almost have a 30-point lead, and we're not even halfway through the 4th quarter yet, and you were just down by 10.
Exactly. We just absolutely blew it up, Tyler. I mean, seriously, I don't know how to describe it. The Rams knew how important it was to cover Jake Lostrom, which they started doing here in the 4th quarter, and then they started exploding offensively, getting around the Silver Lake defense.
It's the beauty of basketball, how quickly a score can change. So now if you're Silver Lake, Ben, you have to be making every adjustment possible, as some of the players are starting to look defeated over there on the bench.
Yeah, it's not only the offensive adjustments, it's especially on defense. The Rams putting up tons of points here in the 4th quarter. They need to start, like I said before, they need to start locking down on defense here against the Rams.
So it looks like Lostrom is going to stay on the bench here for Silver Lake. And into the game for the first time is another senior here for the Lakers. This is Colin McAdam. So with Lostrom on the bench, you have to assume this is Silver Lake starting to wave the white flag.
Yeah, I mean, when you bench your key player, that's usually a sign that the game's over.
Now the other sophomore is in the game, Alex Chapman. That's number 15 for those at home watching. As here's Carrazas, gets into the paint. Kicks that one out to Palma. Palma, good footwork there, puts up the tough fadeaway, and he banks that one home. So Palma got himself a nice little 4 points here off the bench. Now McCabe has it in the corner. McCabe going, gets it to McDonough. McDonough faked the 3, now up to Hannigan. McDonough gets it back. Tried to get it to McCabe, but McDonough just throws that one out of bounds. Fish not too happy, not happy with McDonough right there. Now the final starter, the second to last starter for the Rams coming out is Ryan McCabe. Only starter left in the game is Brody Hessian. Now shot goes up from Chapman, gets that one to go. The sophomores looks like they're just a pair of 3-point shooters here on this team. Hessian spins out of this one. Spins again, up to McDonough, top of the key, puts up the 3, gets it to go!
Gavin McDonough cashes in from downtown for his first three-pointer of the season. Pass across to Carrazas. Carrazas spins in. Good footwork from the kid. Great job keeping his pivot foot. Now out to Palma. Palma dumps that one in. Shot goes up right there by Quackenbush. Now Hannigan is trying to go. Gets it to Hessian. Hessian puts up the three. This one's good for Brody Hessian from downtown.
Back-to-back threes for the Rams here.
Now Palma has it on the wing. Palma might have got away with the travel right there. Razas throws that one off the foot of, I believe that was Chesbro. Looked like it hit his foot and Ryan's foot. So now McDonough and Hessian going to come out. Riley and Joyce going to replace them. So you got to assume the rest of the bench is going to be going in soon if you're Fish and the Rams.
With the 26-point lead, I think it's safe to say that the Rams can start to send in some of the substitutes and take this game as a win.
Lakers going to come out in a box set. Joyce not even facing the inbounder. Now the lob just goes up to Carrazas as Brendan Ryan's getting ready to check in. And Joyce pokes that one loose. Wasn't able to run the fast break, but he gets it over to Riley. Into the corner to Hannigan. Hannigan over to Joyce. Joyce puts his head down, loses that one. Looked like it was poked free by Palma. Now Chapman going to run up the floor. Chapman Euro steps, puts up the tough layup. Layup's no good. Ball going to go out of bounds. So possession's going to stay with the Lakers. As now Brendan Ryan's going to come into the game alongside his twin brother Cam. So nice to see both the Ryans into the game. Rams almost force a 5-second count right there, but here's Quackenbush with it, guarded by Joyce. Joyce hooks him, doesn't get the foul call, but nonetheless, Quackenbush able to sneak that one in. Now here goes Ryan. Ryan goes up with the left, gets the chair pulled, wanted the foul call. Still have 2.5 minutes left to play here. Palma running up the floor, into the corner. Chapman puts up another three, gets this one to go. The sophomore making the most of his minutes here in garbage time, Ben.
Yeah, Chapman, he's hit a nice couple of points here for the Lakers, proving himself to be a key player so far here.
Chesbro puts up the layup. Left that one a little bit short, but Chesbro fought for it on the offensive glass. Now he dumps it into Ryan running the lane. Shot's no good, but Riley's still fighting for it. Liam Riley able to come up with the offensive rebound. Riley creating a third possession for his team right here. Almost loses it. Gets it out to Joyce. Joyce puts up the three. Bullseye! Eamon Joyce from downtown. Shots up for Chapman again. This one is nothing but air. Rams going to keep going as Hall and Pinero are waiting for their turn to get in on the three-point show. Now up top to Brendan Ryan. Brendan Ryan fakes, puts his head down, goes, loses possession. Ball gets thrown. Chapman trying to go up. Chapman puts it up. Chesbro tries to pin it. Chapman has himself a very quick 8 points here in this fourth quarter, Ben.
Yeah, definitely proving himself to be a key aspect so far here for the Lakers.
Into the corner, Ryan thought about the three. Ryan goes in now, gets hit right in the face, wanted the foul. Riley has it. Riley just gets the easy layup under the basket. Cam Ryan looked like he got stepped over right there. Ryan wanted the foul call. So now Jake Pinero and Ethan Hall are going to check into the game. Your score now, 91-67 with a little bit over a minute left to play here in the fourth quarter, Ben. And the Rams, I don't know what awoke in them, but they have played so much better here in the fourth.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened, but as that fourth quarter started, it was just a frenzy of points on the board for the Rams.
Shot got tipped right there. Ryan just goes in, able to draw the blocking foul, so Cam Ryan able to get the and one. Your lineup on the floor right now, you got Jake Pinero, Ethan Hall, Liam Riley, and you have the Ryan twins.
Yeah, Cam Ryan, he was looking for that foul early when he got nearly stepped on, but now he finally gets the N1.
Ryan doesn't even hit the rim there on the free throw attempt. So he's unable to finish his highlight right there. And Ben, I don't know about you, it's looking like the student section wants the defense to hold right here and not let up any more points. And that's exactly what they do as Ethan Hall gets it, passes it over to Cam Ryan. Now Marshfield just going to reset, going to try and just burn out some clock right here to leave as little time left on the clock as possible. But Liam Riley folds all of those plans and throws the ball right out of bounds. So now you got 40 seconds left to play. You have to assume this will be the last actual possession of the game.
And when the Rams get it back, they'll just dribble the clock out.
Yeah, this is looking like the beginning of the end here for the Lakers, Tyler.
Carrazas gets it. Chapman puts up another three. A lot of arc. That one doesn't go. Student section loves it, but rebound taken there by Palma. Palma goes up, puts up the three. That one doesn't fall either. Liam Riley able to collect the rebound, and now they're just going to dribble out the clock. So your final score here at the Robert E. Keuther Gymnasium going to be 93-67 in favor of your Marshfield Rams.
Yeah, big game here for the Rams, especially, you know what, big fourth quarter alone for the Rams, just absolutely exploding offensively, and that led to a huge win here in Robert E. Keuther Gymnasium.
Yeah, Ben, it was a tough first 3 quarters for the Rams. You saw Jake Lostrom have one of the best games of his early career here for the Lakers, but the Rams were just able to prevail and hold on.
Yeah, absolutely. Jake Lofstrom was a key aspect here for the Lakers, but whatever awoke the Rams in the fourth quarter absolutely led to a frenzy of offensive scoring. Most notably, Dan Patton and Noah Feldman having some key points here for the Rams led to a big victory.
Not much else to say here about the game. The Rams simply came out here and dominated, got the job done, and we'll look to see what they can do against the Plymouth North Eagles when we have a doubleheader this Friday. The girls will be playing at 5 o'clock, and the boys will be on at 6:30. Both games will be here on Marshall Community Media. You'll have myself and Ben on the call. It'll be my finale of the winter season here on Marshall Community Media. So hope everybody tunes into both games. Both should be great. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.
Gymnasium coverage of MHS sports is proudly presented by Biviano General Contracting. Biviano General Contracting is Marshfield's leading custom modular house builder. Modular building saves time and money. Only 8 to 12 weeks for the entire build, saving up to 25% of the cost compared to traditional building. We also offer custom deck building, kitchen and bathroom remodels, additions, and house elevations. More information can be found at bivianocontracting.com. Repel Pest Solutions. Repel Pest Solutions is a full-service pest control company protecting residential and commercial properties from nuisance pests that carry germs and diseases. They are a small, family-run business from Marshfield, licensed, insured, competitively priced. We work to understand your needs and offer an integrated pest solution that's environmentally friendly. Don't be afraid to bug us. Road to Responsibility. Founded in 1988, Road to Responsibility's mission is to provide the means, the opportunity, and the support necessary to allow citizens with disabilities to take their place as productive members of the community. We are committed to providing all individuals with opportunities to truly live in the community. Through our services, we are proud to enrich and improve the lives of every individual, one person at a time.
40! He's got 2 men to beat! No one's gonna catch!
Kick is up, and it is scored! For 3. Got it!
With the shot! Lights out! Good night! Goodbye! And that's it! Marshfield wins!
It's a great serve.
Another one! Drop! And the Rams drop one first here in the Super Bowl!
Nice.
Kick on the field, and it is